First set, we are in a tie match at the trial. Double gen pop to avoid the deadlock. They do go down. There is a haste status effect. They do have to be careful here. The hatch is going to spawn momentarily. Deadhard could get them the distance to get it too. Smart shot.
Really smart play on the ace. Oh my god, getting shot through the window.
No longer have distortion, and they are going to teleport here. I think they get there in time. Yes!
Oh, the grab! Yes! That is disappointing. This is be a 4-man out because.
Yeah, but they will be able to block this. Yo, getting caught on that. Ace coming with the body block. Oh, they were here. All right, folks, welcome back to the finale of Season 4 of Champions of the Flock. I'm your host, littlerugaard, and I'm joined today by none other than producer commissioner himself, the almighty Giltspire. Are you ready for Eviscerate and Petroleum to absolutely murder each other with S tiers?
I am very ready, as this is going to be one hell of a match, to say the least. We are kicking things off strong here, as we are starting off with a nurse mirror match on the cold tower.
Oh, baby, give me that. Nope, that is not a corrupt. The amount of times I've seen killers just not bring corrupt because they do not care is amazing to me, and I like it. I like not seeing corrupt like every single game now.
Yeah, no, it definitely.
They're gonna get it down.
It's a huge change of pace from what we saw at the beginning of the season, to say the least. But Laser here with the early first hit. These survivors are keenly aware of the existence of a sloppy butcher.
No surprise, say the least. Again, just any slowdown if possible. Light also plays nurse. They know very well that they're gonna have to go down the corner. Predicting where they go down is very important against the nurse, and go to comp corner, first hook coming in for the nurse, and I imagine 2 gens at least, or probably over 50%, 60% now, but the question is, can the nurse find where they are and get them regressing? Also, I am seeing some very interesting perks on the right. I am not used to a build like this. I'm kind of interested to see where it goes from here.
Yeah, so one of the ones that this virus really can't do much about, but that we're kind of seeing here just on the FOV alone, is Shadowborn. Like, it's not something we see often, but it's a thing that we're seeing here today. Obviously, we've seen Sloppy Butcher. These survivors are keenly aware of that, though we are seeing a bit of a proxy here, allowing the survivors some time on these gens.
Not surprising. Again, everybody knows that nurse, essentially, if they get this 3-gen, and honestly, this is kind of almost a 4-gen with the one, obviously, you have one back on the hill, which means there's one that spawns right there in front of the nurse. Probably, what do you say, the 3 o'clock position from the Shack being 6, that's about 3 o'clock.
Hey, you know, about like 1,
here,
yeah, 1,
you've got
2
a
o'clock.
4-gen effectively.
Yeah. And we do hear that gen
have a 4-gen
there in the middle, Laser, knowing full well that Light will move to second stage, dropping off the proxy strat, but looking to actually kick the gen here in the middle, and we will see it highlighted in yellow. Could be Call of Brine and or Eruption.
Very much so. I would imagine it could even be a combination of the two, just because how many, like, honestly, every other killer this season has done the exact same thing, and Borrowed Time gonna get Light a lot of distance here, but again, it's only a matter of time before the nurse comes down. No for the people to give them extra chance, and that's gonna be an eruption on the generator, and this is lights out. No pun intended. Yeah,
unless there's a decisive strike, which there is, but it's only going to get you 3 seconds, so potentially, but we will see the grab from the locker. Do we see a flashlight save?
There it is.
Wait,
I was waiting for you. Here's the thing. I was waiting exactly for this moment. It's not Shadowborn.
It's Lightborn.
Oh. I can guarantee you it's because of what we saw yesterday, where we saw that exact same locker tech going on multiple times. They're like, we're not doing that again.
Huh. You know what? I just wasn't expecting Lightborn to be used. I was like, oh, that's Shadowborn, right? Like, I get those confused anyways when I'm looking at them.
I was just going to let that ride for a little bit because I didn't want to call out Lightborn.
Okay,
let that ride.
that is amazing. I'm like, yeah, that's Shadowborn. I've seen Shadowborn in comp before. You know, Lilith Omen used it on Blight and Vigo's Court days and COTF days. And I'm like, oh yeah, Shadowborn, definitely. No, it's Lightborn. What?
Yep, because that is the exact tech you do. You force the survivor to go into the locker, and then you can do that on Cold Tower. This is especially with the new spawn of these lockers and these new tiles, you can do this kind of like you could on ARP and other maps like that. So honestly, it's a good counterplay. Unfortunately, Nurse had the ultimate tech of Lightborn, which I can't believe we're saying that.
Yeah,
I can't believe we're saying Lightborn is the tech, but
that's absolutely insane. As soon as I was like, wait, they're not blind? Wait, I see an aura? That's Lightborn. Oh no.
Yep. Nancy doing a really good job taking the Nurse to the opposite side of the map. The survivors do a third generator. However, obviously the window here is how many generators can either side do. I don't expect anyone to have a survivor escape. Sorry, these survivors are good, but both of these teams have an insanely cracked pocket Nurse.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I will say, though, these survivors doing a fantastic job. This is only going to be the fourth hook here, and they've just been on top of these gens through and through.
True, there's a very good point. But now, after this this hook on a third survivor, effectively, there's only 2 left in the game. I don't know how many more gens are gonna be able to do. Again, we know that both the perks exist for a slowdown. These gens, this middle one's gonna go down to nothing. I imagine they'll go secure their 3 gen. Or, I was gonna say, do they know something we don't? I don't think so.
Yeah, it looks like they're looking around trying to figure out where these survivors are at, but that hook is in such a good position for this Nurse. It just comes down to now what side makes a mistake, and it will come down to that. If the Nurse waits out too long, these survivors will be able to get another gen. However, if they move away from that hook, it could be a deliverance. It could be a safe unhook. No matter what, it's going to be an interesting play for sure.
Absolutely, and Deliverance would be super useful for these survivors. It might actually give them a chance. Nope, they do just get a safe unhook. Now taking chase with the ace and taking them off the generator. Again, Call of Brine is going to be arresting it, and that's the eruption on both of those generators for an additional, how many? 16%?
Off the gens,
10%.
10% off the gens with eruption, so 9 seconds there. But Call of Brine still active on them as well, meaning that they are now regressing at 200% speed.
Agreed, and yeah, that generator is down from probably 40-50 down to almost 5%, and Nurse is gonna apply Call of Brine again and go back and check this other gen. They finished Hill gen, didn't they? So they kind of broke the 3 gen, but unfortunately for Nurse, this is still just effectively a 3 gen still.
Yeah.
They can make anything a 3 gen at this point.
Oh, that's the biggest thing. We see that 20 meters worth of space that the Nurse just is able to take. They know where both survivors are now. The Nancy here by the hook. The Lori was over by main. I do not foresee them being able to get a safe unhook here, especially now with the Nancy injured.
Agreed, and I'm guessing it's very possible that the Deliverance is no longer in play, as we have seen neither of these survivors Deliverance, which is going to be really unfortunate because obviously the Deliverance usually takes the Unbreakable. An insane interrupt there, hitting the Lori, and Lori going down. This could be the end of it all, as again, we haven't seen Deliverance, and Deliverance usually has the Unbreakable. Yeah, I don't think there's an Unbreakable in play anymore unless they switch things up. This might be
no decisive strike either. We see the Lord trying to crawl off. This could be a play at hatch since Vorty is on the ground near there, the Nancy, but I just do not foresee them getting enough time on
Lori's
the hook.
fresh hook. Yeah, Lori's fresh hook, so that's going to be 60 seconds before she can go to second phase, and then, an additional 15, 20 seconds. So I think this is, unless for some reason Vorty can, hide for however long, I do not see this happening unless they can force a bleed out, which, Cold Tower's small enough they're not going to get to. This is a 4K.
Yeah, we see
absolutely
Ace
insane
suiciding out. So there must be a play here in some way, shape, or form. There's the Nancy primed and ready for the pickup and the hook on Hill. I'm not sure if there's any way out of this. I think this will secure the 4K for Laser and their team. And Eviscerate coming out strong with the 4K at 2 generators remaining.
Very true. And I think, unless I'm wrong, I think Light even had the sprint burst, so I do not think this Lori has Deliverance.
Yeah, we do normally see them paired together.
Second,
oh.
maybe we'll see a play.
Oh. And
Waiting it out.
Waiting it out. Going to be last second
There's
if
no
so.
shot.
But
There's
no.
no shot. Even with sprint burst, I don't think you get that far.
Yeah, especially Nurse standing right here too. You're gonna take
Yeah.
that initial BT hit and then just be gone.
Yeah, even with sprint burst, BT hit, you're not getting it. Well, I guess the Nurse may not be able to double blink the first tap, but then you get the second tap. I don't
Exactly. Exactly.
It would have been really fun to watch, but not happening. And again, I don't think we expected too much different. Survivors did a really good job getting the 3 gens done. I think the 4 generator mark was where they wanted to be, but not quite able to eke it out because again, the gen spawn was very, very good for Nurse. And again, we're even seeing it called out there in the chat in the post game. Lightborn, kind of the MVP for the Nurse, allowing them to tunnel the Claude out with impunity.
Yeah, no, that was a fantastic heads-up play by this team, knowing what is possible. And I kind of like that. I kind of like seeing certain perks brought on certain maps for that reason, and we're kind of seeing how certain maps do shape the meta a little bit. But
Absolutely.
with that being said, chat, let us know what you think of that Lightborn play, and if
I'm remembering that one.
If locker techs need to be banned from comp, honestly, I kind of like seeing the strategy around it and if it's actually able to happen.
It's only because they just now added those new tiles to Macmillan maps. It wasn't a thing back in the day. It was only on, Azerovs that you could do stuff like that. But now with these new tiles, and if you guys tuned in yesterday for the semifinals, which if you haven't, go back and watch them. They were amazing. We had locker techs, and it worked. And I think the Nurse was like, I don't want to deal with that. Lightborn, I don't need a lot of perks. I'm a Nurse. Who cares?
Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
That was great. I love that. That was fun.
It was. Well, with that being said, we are going to take a quick break. But before we do remind everyone here today that you, the viewers, are our sponsors. So the ads that you watch, all the bits that you tip, all the subs that you buy, all go to supporting Champs of the Fog and our $525 prize pool that these competitors are duking it out for. With that being said, we'll be back in just a little bit.
Stay tuned. Welcome back, folks, to trial number 2 of set number 1. We're going to be seeing the other side of the mirror now, coming from, I believe, Petroleum, right? Petroleum is now showing us our nurse, right?
You are correct.
Excellent.
And we are going to be jumping right on in.
No corrupt intervention. All right. I see corrupt is now banned, I guess? No, I'm kidding.
No.
It's just weird to see. For, like, literally a year and a half, 2 years, it's been that way.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Amazing light burn there on
Well
the nurse,
done.
but unfortunately, the Nia just not getting a lot of distance there, still taking the hit by light.
True. I guess we can confirm no Lightborn here, huh?
Yes, no Lightborn this time. So I mean, we might see a locker tech. Who knows? Both sides do have that as a potential advantage, though we do see them taking a gander at the
Central
hooks
hook.
available to them.
Yeah, they're going for a more central hook here, and there's no agitation. Yeah, but I was like, you're not getting to that one, so maybe we see a Scourge hook here. Do we have a Monster Shrine? Have we seen Monster Shrine on a nurse? I would love
Well,
to see
Monster
one.
Shrine is banned due to things
my
that
bad.
twins can do.
Right, I forgot about that. Right, I don't read the rules anymore. Sorry, folks. Gil's like, excuse me?
I mean, to be fair, we do so many changes with all these updates, which I personally love all of the updates that
Right?
Behavior has been doing, but there's always so much going on now.
True, like, you know, the new Better Than New patch. I'm like, oh my goodness, Better Than New is, it's definitely Better Than New, but it's insane now. Also,
Now,
is that that is Dragon Grip?
That was indeed Dragon's Grip, meaning that the Ace is at this point
no.
exposed for the next 60 seconds. Ace gonna have to play things smart here, because otherwise the nurse will be able to get them down with just one hit.
True. Also, so I was thinking the other day that Dragon's Grip is a one-trick pony, but now after thinking about it, if you have Colorblind, which they obviously do, it means that you can't touch that gen for 60 seconds or you risk being exposed, which means you get the full ruin effect, which is actually insane.
Yeah, so I mean, we have seen that here and there. It definitely is not used often, but when it is, it can be quite impactful. Now, mind you, we do see the down here on the Nia. This will be the second hook for Nia at this point in time. Flashlight was around. There is the decisive strike. A little bit of a similar situation as we saw last time, but Nia just not able to get the distance that they need and will end up going down.
That they will. So that makes a lot more sense why the injured survivor was taking the body block chase for the exposed survivor, because one of them at least had a second chance perk. Granted, I don't know about you, but I feel like DS should be 4 seconds. 3 seconds just not enough.
It's such a hard balance, because I understand Behavior's trying to balance between, you know, M1 killers and then the nurse and blight, but there's never going to be that Goldilocks zone. So I think that 4 seconds will at least be a little bit better, but even against nurse and blight, even spirit, I just don't think it's going to mean anything.
That's a very good point. I mean, maybe it gives you just another second to get around a corner, make them second guess. Like, obviously, these two teams have great nurse players, so obviously that's not going to matter. They're just going to, you know, they're going to do crack nurse things. They're going to predict. They're going to know exactly where you are. It doesn't matter. But yeah, I don't know. It's tough to say. But regardless, survivors do finish a gen. He is about to possibly die here. Oh, wow. This actually has a lot of progress for being Colorblind for so long.
Yeah, I mean, Nurse here taking a pretty long walk away from that hook.
Mm-hmm.
Surprised that survivors were not able to get in on time. Note, though, that only like one survivor would be able to come in, as Claudette was still exposed at this point in time.
True. The Dragon's Grip was still applied, and yeah, it looks like they are content to let her die, and I imagine we'll see 2 gens in trade for it. And now it's up to, you know, Light to effectively deny any other gens than the other 2 and force the tie here. I mean, I say that there is still a chance that, you know, they can hold it to 2 gens done and win the set, but I imagine her dying was the sacrifice to finish off 2 of these.
Yeah, I mean, we have seen these survivors play really smart. They're leaving gens very early, ensuring that the nurse is not going to get any value. Even at times, probably touching the gen to get rid of Colorblind, even through Dragon's Grip, and then just hiding it out. So far, Dragon's Grip really not getting much value.
It's a very good point. I mean, it's a deterrent a little bit, and it scares off survivors. But, you know, like you said, if they're able to stealth it out and the nurse isn't anywhere near, then nurse really can't afford to go for it. Good line of sight blocking from this ace, but ultimately will take the M1 going to the coal tower itself. I'm kind of surprised we actually haven't even seen any gens pop just yet. That might be a bad sign for these survivors.
Yeah, I mean, it's very likely that it just means that these gen perks have just been doing their job, and there we see 3.
Oh my goodness, the eruption.
Yeah, 3 eruptions back to back to back. That's 30% across 3 gens, and any affected with Call of Brine are still regressing at 200% speed.
That's a very good point, and they do finally finish that gen, even though I do believe it was kicked through eruption. That is 2 gens down for these survivors. They need 1 more to tie up the game. But kind of similar to last time, I'm not sure if they can get 2 more gens done to complete the win for this set. So we might be seeing a tie set in round 1.
Yeah, and if so, that will mean that we will be seeing the 3rd set, which will be Spirit versus Spirit. And I imagine that will be some pretty exciting plays for sure. We're seeing a full set of S tiers, Nurse, Blight, and Spirit in that order.
Oh, don't call her an S. You're going to get chat all riled up about the debate between S and A tier for Spirit now.
I've been seeing people even, like, they've now have, like, an A+ tier.
Yeah, exactly. It's like S tier light, right? It's like kind of S tier. Oh, geez. I mean, if we're being that honest, I mean, I put Hag in that regard just because, like, she's a pub stomper, but that's about it. She can't do anything in comp, it feels like. I say that after yesterday. Yesterday, she actually did some work, so
yeah,
I'll cut her some slack.
We saw Mint Rag doing a lot of good work, and Nurse getting faked out there by the Claudette, and these survivors, like I said, doing a fantastic job.
Mm-hmm. That was not a move I was expecting from the Claudette. That was really, really well done, and it's going to deny Nurse a lot of pressure here. Yeah, they're going to break away and go look for this ace, who is second hook. Only 4 hook stages, but again, with a survivor out of the game. Oh, okay.
There's the Dragons.
Claudette taking the bait.
Yeah, and Claudette in a world of hurt here. They got Shaq, and unless they can play this well, this Nurse is going to get a quick and dirty down.
Yeah, true. They are going to be holding to the edge of the map, trying to deny as much pressure as possible. But yeah, they will go down. Though I would imagine this might have been planned by the survivors. We might see that 3rd gen pop here in a second if Ace and Lori are doubled up on it.
Yeah, that is true.
Obviously, that eruption is going to be regressing that generator with Call of Brine, so that gen is going to be disgustingly low by the time we get back to it. But oh, I think they're doing the coal tower gen, as that gen does not have a lot of progress.
Yeah, it's only about halfway, if even that, and there's been no sign of the ace. We see Claudette off the hook, however, and Ace here at the pallet doing a good job of holding their ground, not getting frightened off by the Nurse.
Very true, and I think the ace has just completely left the scene of the crime. There's no scratch marks, no nothing. They have disappeared into thin air, but that tells me I don't think there's that many gens that have progress now. Unless they're back at the hill gen, but we knew it was regressing from Colubrine and Eruption. Yeah, it seems like they are touching it, but unless, yeah, no, that's a Claudette. She's still injured. Is she insane?
The Claudette having no fear here, and we see why, as they are going to be able to dodge the Nurse's hit there. But the question is, will they be able to stay up for long, as they will get that double back? Nurse, though, at the corner will get the down.
Ooh. They will. No eruption applied to that previous gen, though, and we do see the Colubrine popping off, so there is a survivor back at that gen working on it, but I imagine it's not going to be quick enough. Oh, that's actually a lot of skill check. They may be doubled up on it. We may actually see that one being fired off.
Yeah, we see that Colubrine, those skill checks hitting back to back to back. That has to be the Ace and Lori together. However, we see scratch marks going in opposite directions. Nurse going back for the unhook. We see the Lori here. Probably will be able to get the unhook before the Nurse is able to get their blink back.
Uh-oh, but taking the borrow time hit immediately. Lori going for the flashlight because they know Claudia is an easy tunnel target. No decisive left. And yeah, she is going to take the bait. However, Ace, yeah, they're scared about that gen finishing. They have to go back and chase the Ace off of it potentially. Though, I don't know if the Ace is on anymore. I feel, no, they were. That is the 3rd gen. It is now tied.
Now it comes down to these survivors. Can they get another gen to make it for set number 1? Or will we be seeing the 3rd set, Spirit versus Spirit?
It's a very good question. The pickup on the Lori has occurred. Remember, Ace has 2 hook states left. They probably need to find the Claudette, and I don't think we
see the locker tech here. I think this is not one of the walls that can make it happen. There is the grab. Ace maybe just trying to, just maybe trying to force them to get the grab, and there it is. Yeah, there's the 4th gen.
Yeah, that's what they were doing. They were forcing the grab, saying, yeah, we know we can finish that gen. And yeah, because it wasn't regressing after Claudette last went to it, they were able to bang it out. Absolutely just well done by these survivors to get that fourth one done. It was very close. They were almost, they were that close to getting 4K'd right then and there, but survivors able to pull it through.
Yeah,
Well done.
Fantastic job from these survivors, to say the least, which will mean that Eviscerate will take set number 1. However, Petroleum still wanting to play this out in full to ensure if there is a tie that they have the potential to win via match points.
True, it would only be a 2-point difference as far as points go, so that's a very good point. Forcing the 4K here would ensure that you have a really good chance if a tie comes up in later sets. Though, I don't know. We had a tie set in the first semifinal, but after that, I don't really think we've seen too many tie sets for the most part. So that probably won't come into contention. But who knows? We've seen weirder things before, and obviously with our next mirror coming up with Blights, anything is on the line.
You are correct. No sign of the Lori at the hatch. Nurse about right on top of it, and that there will be to close. Will the Lori be on the exit gates?
I don't think so. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if the Lori is
Oh, I don't know if you saw what I saw, but I saw a little bit of a Lori there over on the exit gate.
I thought it was too. I couldn't confirm for sure, and obviously forcing the endgame collapse here is what you want to do. Luck,
Yep.
obviously, thankfully for the nurse, I don't think that the nurse can actually hook here in this corner because, oh, there is a hook over here. I thought there might not be a hook in this corner anymore, but they do have one in their access. But obviously, you can just let the Lori die to the endgame collapse here.
It looks like Light might be offering a 1v1, but I do not think the Lori is having any of it, and they will end up dying to EGC. And oh. Yeah,
I think they're trying to get it set up.
I think they're trying to get some. I think you're right. You know, one last hurrah, Nurse versus Lori, and with the flashlight as well, Lori definitely going to be able to help stop the Nurse's advance bit by bit. However, Nurse blinking right on top, and that there will be the down.
I can appreciate a little bit of this at the end. They know the game's over. They know the set is moving on. And obviously, both Light and Laser, very strong Nurse players, so just a little bit of friendly banter there at the end. I can appreciate it. Good sportsman.
Well, that being said, that there will be the end of set number 1, and the victory will go to Eviscerate. We are going to get set number 2 set up here in just a moment. We're going to see a Blight mirror on Azarov's resting place. I don't know about you, but I am very excited to see that.
I will take it over a Twins on Azarov's. It should not be that grindy of a match. You got plenty of places to slide, hug, tech, flick, and I don't expect all the gens to be done. I expect 4Ks. Let's see how many. It's again, the killer in me is just so happy that we just get to see survivors getting slaughtered. But yeah, I'm here for it. It's gonna be a good match. I'm excited.
Indeed, indeed. With that being said, we are going to get the lobby set up in here just a moment. But before we do want to remind everyone here today that we have qualifiers for Season 5 up and ready for you guys to sign on up. If you guys have any issues, please feel free to ping the enforcers, and they will assist you with those signups. We are looking forward to a very exciting Season 5. With that being said, we'll be back in just a bit.
Stay tuned. We're live. I'm not ready yet. I'm kidding. Welcome back, everybody, to trial number 3, set number 2. We have a Blight mirror on ARP. What more could you ask for? Nothing. It's going to be another day of S tiers, and I am happy because the killer inside me is sated, and I love seeing survivors scream and die. What about you, Giltspire? You like the death?
I do enjoy my death and destruction, and I feel like we're going to see plenty of that with Momo here, piloting the Blight. We saw some cracked Blight play in the bronze match, and I believe you're going to see that much more as we see the Nia caught out Lori out of nowhere, though.
But to say, Survivor is not really given much time to spread out as this Blight has just ran across the entirety of the map. Both of those speed add-ons adding up real fast, and I imagine this Lori's going to be dead real fast, too, potentially, unless they got some juicy plays. Oh, like that. Just like that.
However, we do see Lori go down in a pallet. I believe we also see another survivor here on Jen, as another one is also primed and ready for the pallet save as well. Momo, being keen on that, is going to not take their chances and start injuring survivors. And we see Felix here with the flashlight in hand, trying to go for a flashlight save. Momo trying to go for the slide or hug tech, but unable to get it.
Yeah, doing a really good job, as it's really difficult from this position. Even if Felix doesn't make this, there's another survivor. No, they don't make it after all. They were able to get the pickup, and this is first hook coming in for Lori. Obviously no basement here, but I don't know. That's not the closest hook. We might be seeing a Scourge hook here, possibly. Yeah,
I'm getting a sense since they did avoid certain hooks, and we do see that damage generator score event, so sure enough, it is Scourge hook pain resonance. And as on top of that, we still see this gen highlighted in yellow, more likely than not, a Call of Brine and or Eruption.
Yeah, look at that hug. Oh my goodness, still getting hit through it on the side. Again, if for all those who don't know, this is a very good Blight player, and I am enjoying seeing some good Blight play here. Obviously, these survivors, very keen and very well practiced against Blight. They know what to do, but again, it's hard to deal with these S tiers just so fast. And look at how fast they deal with survivors. Look at that. What do you do?
It is not exactly an easy task, to say the least. We also did see that damage generator score event, so that there is Eruption and Call of Brine, Scourge Hook, and Corrupt, so we know all 4 perks from the Blight at this point in time.
That's a very good point. I'm kind of surprised we saw the Corrupt, as again, that was a very quick down from our Blight player, but they do finish a generator there. Lori very keen, not vaulting, I don't think, and they're actually going to hide out.
Yeah, doing a fantastic job here, not getting caught by the Blight. There were so many mind games that happened there. It's hard to keep track of where everyone was.
It really was, because, like, Lori knew, like, okay, they're going to slide off, and I'm not going to vault, I'm going to rock right on the side. Blight knew that they were going to do that, and yeah, like you said, mind on mind game here, but this is going to be the tunnel out on Lori. Second stage incoming, as there was no decisive strike. Yeah, going back to the Scourge Hook potentially, and this is a body block.
Yeah, I feel like this is very dangerous. If they get a body block in, I do think that Lori does get off shoulder.
I think she would, yeah, but they're not going to risk it. Get these gens done instead, and yeah, there is a missed skill check, I think, in addition to the pain res. That's going to be rough. Oh, yeah, listen to that generator. There's no progress whatsoever.
Yeah,
Blight losing it entirely.
Blight hears that and knows that they can just take their time and pressure these survivors elsewhere. We even see him taking enough time to break this pallet here. Felix coming in with the flashlight, but unable to get the blind over the pallet, trying to get attention away from the hook, I think.
Very possible, or possibly for a kinship play, as no, they do get that unhook, so you are right. They do get the distraction for the people on the Lori as well, but now Nia is in trouble, immediately taking a hit, negating the for the people value. Felix going down to try and save this Lori, but I think the Blight only has lives for Lori, and I don't think Lori's long for this world.
Oh!
Good mind game!
Amazing mind game, amazing vacuum pallet tech, and we will see the Lori move into the next tile. All survivors back up off the ground, but this Lori using every resource in their available reach, and I don't think it's going to mean much in the end.
Very possible. Again, really well done. It just shows that despite how good this Blight player is, another good double back from the Lori. These survivors have so much practice against Blight, and it shows here.
Yeah, absolutely. Every dodge will mean a lot here. That is the first kill of the match, unless Felix is primed and ready for a flashlight save, but it does not appear to be the case.
Indeed, and worth noting, they also came across here, and they do break the 3-gen on the other side, so now survivors, despite being a 3v1, can split up on generators, and probably, again, I don't expect them to do all 5, but I expect possibly 2 more are now possible, thanks to that chase that Laurie led on the other side of the map, so for that chase going still really well for Blight, she extended that so much, giving their team valuable time to complete this gen.
Yeah, absolutely, and we see the Blight looking around, I think trying to find the Nia. We saw that Nancy there in the corner, but Blight heeding them no mind. I think just trying to go for the Nia at this point for a quick and dirty down.
Would make sense, and, well, actually, they still do kind of have a 3-gen on this side. I didn't realize that. I thought they had broke the 3-gen on the track side, but instead, they just did the center gen. Oh! They found the Nia very quickly.
Yeah,
wow.
Beautiful down there.
That was impressive, and yeah, this is first hook coming in for the Nia, and this actually looks really bad for the survivors now, because now hooking this 3-gen, and I honestly do not think survivors can get more than 2 gens done now. I thought they might have a chance at a 5th, maybe, but finding this Nia out here in the middle of no man's land is gonna be like that, and they even found the Felix.
Yeah, Momo
Everybody's
knowing
over on this side.
Yeah, Momo knowing something was up there and does end up getting the pallet break and a grab cancel there on the Felix. They will end up getting them down. I imagine going for the Sana on the Nia as well. We do see that sprint burst, but Blight don't care about that and will avoid getting pallet stunned.
Good job there from the Nia with the wiggle. However, yeah, I imagine we will see them tunneled out very quickly. Very possible that the Felix has the Unbreakable and Deliverance, as they were the one that went in for them. We'll have to see if they get up from the beautiful blind there. That's going to go so much time because they have to generate all 5 of those stacks back for their rush tokens. These guys are doing really good.
Amazing job. We do see the blocker play, but Felix being down means there is no flashlight to save them here, but a decisive strike instead.
Really good job making sure they get a little bit of value there, but unfortunately, yeah, just that is decisive for you. They do finish a 3rd generator, however. 2 gens to go. The survivors aren't giving the killer an inch here. However, Zeno is still on the ground. That could be a bit disastrous. I thought they had Unbreakable possibly, but either it might have been used already. They might be wanting to save it for later. I'm not sure, but if they don't get a pickup, this is possibly the end of the game for our Survivor Squad.
Yeah, however, Momo unable to locate where the Nancy is, and so far no signs of them. I'm almost wondering if it might be the smart play to go and pick up Zeno before they bleed out.
It's a very good point, and we do see a crow over here, but I don't think it is a survivor. I think it might have just been a rotation.
Oh, no,
Yeah,
it was Zeno crawling towards the hook, interestingly enough.
I think they're trying to crawl. Well, no, that is they're trying to crawl away from Shaq's side, possibly to bleed out in the corner so that Blight has to make a very tough decision. But regardless, this is going to be first hook for the Felix coming in here, and it is going to be by Shaq. I don't know. Where's this Nancy? What does they play here? Is there split exit gates? Have they already determined this? Are they thinking in 4D chess?
Yeah, I'm trying to figure this out as well, what the strategy is, but so far I'm not seeing much of anything that these survivors can do. Even generators are not being worked on right now. Momo checking everything they can to make sure that these survivors do not get any additional points. But so far, not seeing much of anything, no sign of the Nancy. And we do see that one exit gate over there on main side, but I'm not seeing the other exit gate just yet.
That's a very good point. Yeah, I do think there is a chance the exit gates are on the same side, but if they are on the opposite of Shaq's side, that if the Blight takes the wrong turn, obviously the Blight gets to rush back over after closing hatch. You only get to check one of those exit gates. You might win the 50-50 here if the Nancy goes for the exit gate. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see a deliverance here from the Felix. I think they are going to try and get that fresh out, which, to be fair, a fresh out is huge. That is a 9-point swing in favor of the survivors. Yeah, and it looks like they're going to go check these exit gates real quick to see if a Nancy is can be spotted, but
they need to be careful though. As Felix,
careful.
Yep, Felix is going to be suiciding out here. It's only going to take about 15 seconds for the hatch to spawn. Blight making their way back to the other side of Shaq. Well, they get there in time, and it looks like they will.
Yeah, they timed it just appropriately enough there to come back, and now Is there going to be an exit gate play? The Nancy has to make a choice right now. Well, actually, that right one you might be able to see while you're heading over to the left, potentially. No, I think it is blocked by main building, so Nancy could make it 50-50 here.
I think if she's
they're
on there,
this
she
backline, they
gets
might
it.
get out.
Yeah, there she is. The rush tokens aren't back yet. Nancy's up and out. Fresh person out. That is a amazing play there by this Survivor team. Yes, that's still 3 survivors dead, but that fresh out is going to be huge in this next trial.
I'm surprised they didn't use... They had 1 token left from that rush, and I was surprised they didn't go around the main building to see what was going on, because if they had, I think they would have been able to stop the lorry potentially, as that distance would have been gained. You probably would have got that hit, but that's 6 points that the survivors denied the killer right there, in addition to getting 3 of their own. Now, obviously, 2 gens were still to be done, so it's not like the full 13 points for it, but that's still 9-18. That gives Eviscerate a very good chance of winning the set and taking a clean sweep 2-0. That's going to be very tough for Petroleum to handle.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So amazing job there by these teams. And with that being said, it's going to come down to this. If they are able to get the set point, then we'll be moving to the set number 3. However, it's going to be quite an interesting match, and I'm actually not sure what the win condition is going to be at this one. I'm going to have to take a look at the scorecard.
Well, it's Eviscerate killing, right?
All
Eviscerate has to do is get 10 stages.
10 stages. Not necessarily because of the fresh out.
Right, I'm saying, like, yeah, that was the Eviscerate that got the fresh out. So all they have to do is their killer has to get 10 stages, which for a blight on ARP is not out of the question. Again, survivors, if they get an RNG like that where they have the 8s on both sides opposite of Shaq, they can do something and mirror it, but it's going to be very difficult, and the killer's going to know that going in, that's the win con too. The survivors are going to play absolutely out of their mind against this blight.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. But with that being said, we are going to take a quick break as we will get this lobby set up in just a moment. This could be potentially the last trial of Season 4. So make sure you guys don't go anywhere. But with that being said, we'll be back in just a bit.
Stay tuned, folks. Welcome back, everybody, to trial number 4. Potentially, like Gilt said, the last trial of Season 4 finals as we are going into this Blight Mirror, the second half. And the Killer has a pretty good shot of taking home the gold here. They only need 10 stages, and obviously Blight, S-tier contender, usually 4Ks. These survivors are going to have to play out of their minds.
Yeah, it's going to be quite interesting to say the least. Based on our math, it's looking like they're going to have to complete all 5 generators here. Yep. In addition to that, get a 3-stage out. We see Blight here with Corrupt Invention, and we'll have to see what else is going to be in their back pocket to slow these survivors down.
Agreed, and worth noting, I think we see similar exit gate spawn logic here as I think, yeah, both these exit gates spawn on the opposite side of Shack. So technically you also have on the table a similar win condition to last trial where you get 3 gens done and you get a fresh survivor out. That is also on the table, technically. They do have the same RNG here.
Yeah, I mean, that is actually pretty huge, and I actually do love to see when RNG is a little bit consistent, as it allows for a more consistent experience for both teams alike. But we see Lori here going to be taking a hit at that corner there, unable to get to the pallet in time, and we do see, looks like blood being shown there, though potentially no scratch marks. Looks like maybe a dance with me.
I would not mind a dance with me. You don't see it too often, but when you do see it, you'll love it because, my goodness. And also with, like, lightweight also around, like, the lightweight buff is insane.
Yeah.
I really like them giving some of these perks a new breath at life, but this is, not a breath of life. This is a breath at death, if you will, first hook for the Lori. How is it that Lori always gets first hooked? Every single time.
You know, just it's the curse of the Lori, that's all.
Good attempt there from the Blight, but getting stuck on those tires. Ace will be able to wiggle free. However, they're taking chase by the hook here, and I imagine they might be trying to go for an unhook. They will be able to get it, though. They won't be going for a hook trade, potentially, unless... Yeah, they're going to tunnel out this Lori.
I mean, it just makes sense here, and no BT!
No bar time. No. Is there DS? There has to be. No DS? Oh, this could be absolutely horrible for the Survivor Squad, as that is a very early second stage. And unless we see another, like, we need to see at least 1 gen here. Otherwise, we're in a whole world of hurt.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. And we do see some scratch marks there in middle, though it looks like Blight might be trying to hunt for the ace at this point in time.
That's a very good point, and it doesn't surprise me. I mean, you have 2 stages so quickly to each other. You can be more aggressive, a bit more adventurous, if you will, checking out more than just your 3-gen. Though I say that, I think they might just be content to say, you know what, I'll secure the skill. I don't care. And yeah, we do see that 1st-gen fly. We need to see it. Yeah, there's 2. Survivors are not giving up here. They say, all right, we'll let you have Lori, but we're going to take you out. We're going to take your 3-gen out. So
yeah.
No 3-gen on that side, but now it's main building.
Yeah, that's the problem. They need to get to this main side. We see the Nancy coming in, probably trying to go for this unhook. However, Blight with his tokens up and running. Nancy going to be going down here.
Unless there is a kinship on the Lori, this Nancy just suicided. But I imagine, and I think I called it, yeah, I think that's kinship on the Lori, as that part has paused just in the nick of time from Nancy going down over there. Look at that. Look at that. They called it properly, but even then, yeah, they're just going to hook this Nancy? Or no, they might be waiting for an Unbreakable even. Yeah, an Unbreakable into Deliverance play would be smart here.
Yeah, we see Nancy trying to get closer. Could it be Unbreakable Soul Guard even?
Oh, that would be so spicy. Unbreakable Soul Guard into the hook. However, that hook, the timer is not paused anymore. It's going to be... And Lori dies! Oh, no! Now, it was good while it lasted, but now what do you do? 3rd-gen for the Survivors. They have tied the generators from previous set, but unless they're going for a fresh out here, they need more generators. And this is, honestly, this is almost identical to last time, just in a different sequence.
Yeah, you're right. And at the end of the day, though, they're going to just somehow break this 3-gen here on main side, which I just do not foresee happening here, especially as these hooks keep on happening right in their 3/4-gen.
Absolutely, and now we just see the Claudette taking chase here. I imagine, though, if you get a 4th generator done, good job from this Claudette extending this chase. Ace did get a heal, it seems like, but now Ace is going to be in chase. And I hate saying that. It just feels so weird. It doesn't roll the tongue nicely, but not going to be taking chase of them at all. They're actually just going to be securing the stage. And, well, actually, they cleared out all the generators on one side of the map. This is a 4-gen, effectively, with how close this center gen is.
Yeah, that's the problem right now. I just don't foresee a way for these survivors to really break into this 4-gen. And as every time they get down within this 4-gen, get hooked to, it's just going to become that much more impossible.
Absolutely. Oh, I didn't realize this Blight has Compound 21. I didn't recognize that at first.
Yeah, Compound has been a factor. They've been getting a lot of good information from it and be able to use it accordingly. These survivors just unable to play around it, and looks like we will see that move to second stage on Vorty. And now Blight just kind of taking a look around with that Compound, giving these survivors no chances of sneaking around them.
Yeah, the Blight might have even been calling it coming into this game, saying, you know what, it's kind of hard to expect your Survivor Squad to get, you know, multiple stages out after finishing the gen, so make sure they can. And they found the ace! The ace has to be able to get an unhook here or a pickup, otherwise it is lights out at 3 gens up. Here comes the rush. Can they stop the unhook? Woo! And they do.
That's one hell of a hit, too.
Yeah, barring an unbreakable here, I think this is lights out for Petroleum. Trying to make a mirror, but unfortunately not going to be able to, it seems like. And again, barring an unbreakable, deliverance, something, but I don't think has there been an unhook besides the one that Ace got? I don't think there has.
I don't think so either. I think it has been progression to death, and so there could potentially be that deliverance in play, but even then, I just don't foresee these survivors able to hold a chase for 2 whole generators.
That's a good point, and we do see an interesting situation here. The Claudette did go hide. Obviously, denying points via bleed out is an option, but it would not be enough to solidify the win here, as you do need survivor points out for yourself. And unless there is like some kind of unbreakable deliverance, yeah, I think we're seeing the end game take place. Can't tell though. Obviously, it is still on the table. It's just Ace has to be the one with deliverance. There's been no other unhook.
And with that being said, Ace is moving to second stage, and that there will secure the 4K 4v1 and Eviscerate.
Really, really well played to these teams. Again, it's you can chalk it up to unfortunate RNG, but again, these survivors had the like.
Could you imagine a power struggle play here? Imagine.
What?
I was thinking for some reason like she's underneath the pallet, like no way there's a power struggle.
Man, well, isn't Flip Flop banned?
Oh yeah, I guess Flip Flop is banned. That's right, we did do that.
Yeah, I'm about to say, Mister, I know the rules. I make the rules over here. Okay. I mean, to be fair, it would be actually kind of funny, but
it would have been amazing. No. Imagine like just Flip Flop power struggle smash it into Hatch. That'd been beautiful.
That would have been very spicy and very unfortunate for our killer, but again, just really, really well played by both of these teams. It's you know what? It wouldn't have mattered. The Blight really did come prepared. Look at that no way out. They were not letting anyone get out of that game. They would have, yeah, there was no exit gate play. The survivors, if they were hoping for that, yeah, even with the RNG in their favor, they were not going to get that. Between the Compound 21 and that no way out. Oh, man.
Yeah, well, just amazing, amazing plays.
4.
It's hard to believe, right? It's hard to believe that it's already been the end of season 4. Technically season 5, since we did have our pilot season 0, and we are going to get set up for our qualifiers next month for season 5. Some changes will be incoming with these updates from behavior, as well as some other things that we'll be announcing shortly. But it should
like
be
the addition of Wesker.
Additional Wesker for sure.
Oh, man. This is going to be a really good Season 5. New killer coming in that looks like that's actually going to shake things up quite significantly. I'm excited for Season 5. But with that said, as we bid farewell to Season 4, congratulations to Eviscerate and GG to Petroleum. Both teams did outstanding in the season finale. And thank you for having me again for Season 4, Gilt. It has been a pleasure.
And thank you for being here as well. And thank you to all the staff that have supported us through all of this, all of the co-hosts, and Rue for being my counterpart here, hosting every single Saturday and joining me on Sundays as well. It is very much appreciated. And thank you all the viewers for joining us here today for the finals of Season 4. And last but not least, the participants throughout this entire season.
Oh, absolutely.
It has been a pleasure hosting these events for you, and we will hopefully see you all for next season of Champions of the Fog.
Fog. Sorry, I just had to throw that in there. I don't know. It was a good speech. I appreciate it. We got a speech from the Giltspire. I'm happy. But with that said, like I said, that is the end of Season 4. We will see you all for Season 5 qualifiers very soon. Thank you for watching Champions of the Fog. We are signing out, and we'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.